Welcome to this week's Joe Cooks. Hope everyone's had a nice week. This week I thought we'd have a go at a nice 80s classic. Sweet and sour chicken. So easy. We'll have a quick run through the ingredients. We'll get set up and we'll get going. Right, for my sweet and sour chicken, I'm going to be using 300 grams of sliced cooked chicken breast. I cooked these yesterday because I needed chicken for another meal, so I cooked the whole bag together. You can use raw, but this makes it really quick. We're using 200 grams of stir fry mix. This is a frozen one from Iceland. I'm using this because you use mushrooms and peppers anyway, but this keeps the costs down, you know. You get the whole bag for like £1.50. A medium sliced onion, some salt and pepper, and a few sprays of fry light. And for the main sauce, we're going to be using, this is great, this, you know, either 150 grams of ketchup, or you can do what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be using 100 grams of ketchup and 50 grams of this garlic and chili sauce. You can use barbecue sauce and that's fine. Use your favourite sauce, and it pushes it in a nice direction. Be using 50 grams of brown sugar. I've bought an iPhone at last. It's took us months and months to save up for this iPhone, yeah? So hopefully I'm going to be having 2 cameras on the go. I was going to use it this week, but I bottled out because I haven't really used an iPhone before and I've got to get to grips with it. So next week, hopefully, 2 cameras, see what we can come up with. Anyway, back to the ingredients. 100 grams of pineapple and some of the juice. That's that proper 1980s thing, and that you can't have a sweet and sour without some pineapple chunks in it and that. A squirt of lemon juice. About a dessert spoon of soy sauce. And about a tablespoon of malt vinegar. About 20 grams, there and thereabouts. Got to be wise with this because it can make or break your sweet and sour. I can hear people going now because, but there was no white vinegars in that in the 80s when they made it. It was just malt vinegar. You got what you were given. You got what you were given. Right, we'll set up to make the sauce. We'll move over, we'll cook. We'll get this one knocked out. Like I say, start to finish, 15 minutes when you're not waffling on in front of a camera and that. Right, we'll set up now, let's go. It's really, really easy. We'll start with the ketchup and that. So 100 grams of ketchup. Basically, everything goes in the same bowl. Everything in the same bowl. So 100 grams of ketchup, there or thereabouts. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect. 104, that's fine for me. And we'll go in with 50 grams of this chili and garlic sauce. I say you can use 150 grams of ketchup if you want. That'll give you a more authentic 1980s one, but times have moved on a little bit, I think. There we go. We'll go in with sugar. That can go in. Really, really simple, really simple. About a dessert spoon of the light soy sauce. I've got a dessert spoon here, so we can use this. It was wild when this first came out. No one had ever seen it before. Sweet and sour chicken, what's that? What's that? Took some getting used to. We'll have good squirt of lemon juice. Not too much. That'll do for me. And now the malt vinegar. I say, approach with caution. I don't like too much, so I'll probably put that and one more. And that'll do me. That'll do for me. That'll do for me. I'm not too keen on vinegar myself, like, but it's got to be in there. It's got to be in there. So we'll give this a stir. Drop me whisk. Look at that, man. See, finished. All we've got to do now is cook. There, look at that. We'll go in with a pineapple, more pineapple juice. That'll slacken it off a little bit for us. Give it a nice little stir. That'll do us now. What we'll do is I'll get set up by the cooker. We'll start cooking with veg and that off. And we'll we'll bring this one to a close. Right, we're all set up by the cooker now. I'm just going to give the pan a little spray of fry light. I have turned it on and warmed it up. Just going to see if it's hot. Yep, that's hot enough for me. That's hot enough for me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with onions. Tell us in the comments how you make your sweet and sour and that. And what meals can you remember from the 80s that like took you by surprise? There's a few for me, like there's a few for me. I think I'll start working my way through the 80s food and that. Some of it's quite good. I mean, you can change it a little bit. I've changed this a little bit, but in essence it's the same thing. Right, we'll give these onions a little splash of water. And I'll get the lid on. And we'll just cook them for a minute. Just to give them a head start. Then we'll go in with our veg and with chicken and that. Right, these have had a minute now. Just give them a little stir. I still want them to be relatively crispy when they come out. Because that's the whole sweet and sour thing in it. Nice and firm in that. Go in with our veg. Good thing about doing it with cooked chicken breast as well, you don't have to mess about frying the chicken up and that. You can just stick it in, warm it through, and it's done. It's perfect. Look how colourful that looks, man. Fantastic. I say you can just use sliced peppers and mushrooms and that, but I find this bag of stir fry mix really cheap. Way cheaper. We'll give these a couple of minutes. Then we'll get it sorted out. Right, this veg has had a couple of minutes now. It's letting off a little bit of water because it was frozen veg, which is perfect. It'll make the sauce even better, What I'm going to do, so I don't forget, is just put some salt and pepper in. Because it is the one thing I normally forget. I don't know if I've made me one glaring mistake yet this week. Tell us in the comments when you see it, because I will be making one. I can guarantee that. A bit of salt in, not too much. Then we're going to go in with chicken. We're just going to lie with chicken in, put the lid back on, give it 3 or 4 minutes to warm the chicken through, go in with the sauce. Job's a good one. Look at that chicken. Lush, that man, lush. So this will do 2 big portions. I'll be serving mine with rice. No fancy, just plain old this rice, like the 35 pence a packet. So I'll have half a pack of that with it. And maybe a bit of French bread or something. Yeah, we'll stick the lid on. Come back in 5 minutes. And we'll have a look. Right, this chicken, it's had 4 or 5 minutes now. It's warmed through a bit. There's a fair bit of steam. You can tell it's the winter because my kitchen gets really steamy in the winter. But never mind, hopefully we can still see it. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go in with sauce, with pineapples in and that. I'm just going to stick this in, get as much out as we can. Get rid of the bowl. Just give it a good mix in. Look at that. Look at that. And now it's a case of we're going to bring it back to the boil a little bit. Simmer it for about 5-10 minutes. And serve it up. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's even looking like a 1980s stir fry. Sweet and sour, sorry. And it smells absolutely fantastic. Right, what I'll do is I'll let this come back to a boil. I'll simmer it for 5 minutes. While all that's happening, I'll set a plate up, sort my rice out, and we'll bring this one to a close. Right, all that's left now is to bring a plate in. Say 125 grams of basmati rice and a chunk of baguette with a bit of low fat spread on. I swapped my ladle for a spoon. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. Oh, look at that. Fantastic. Look at that. I say 15 minutes without waffling on with the camera and that. 2 big portions. I think the whole meal comes to about 900 calories, 1,000 calories maybe. I'll put all that in the description and on the screen and that. There'll be things with the ingredients and the stuff like that on. But there you have it. 1980s style. Sweet and sour chicken. Basmati rice. Absolutely fantastic. Give it a go. Tell us in the comments how you get on. Tell us what you'd like to see in future and that. And yeah, have a good week. Stay safe. Be kind. And I'll see you next week. Thank you. Goodbye.